Why investors are getting Alibaba or any Chinese tech companies share price crash right now wrong? I'll give you two reasons, but if you're already an investor, I've towards the end of the video a silver lining. Stay tuned for it. I still think there is something positive, but right now when I define it wrong, I'm saying nearer term. Why many retail investors are getting it wrong? The first reason that you should hear is many retail investors are comparing Alibaba's valuation with Amazon.com. Now, I do understand that there are two different companies. In fact, it can be argued that JD.com is a better comparison to Amazon based on its business model. But many assume Alibaba and Amazon are very similar. Alibaba right now trades at 20 times price to earnings. Amazon, it trades at 57 times. Naturally, when something is 20, one is at 57, it looks like Alibaba is a great bargain, correct? But that's actually where things get wrong. Right now, what we are seeing is a reform, national reform, you can call it. What CCP is trying to regulate is to really decide how money is made in their way. They have certain national policies. And right now, tech sector is the first thing that they want to reform. They want to nationalize certain assets, certain methods of doing wealth creation. Now, that's very different from in US, where Amazon resides, of course. In US, everything can be lobbied. Don't like, go and fight it out in court. Governments are unable to make reforms that swiftly and that painfully. So Alibaba trading at 20 times price earnings cannot be compared to Amazon at 57 times price earnings. The second reason why investors are getting it wrong is because big institutions are actually selling, where small investors are actually buying. Softbank, they're the biggest owners of Alibaba. They own about 25% thereabouts, but they have been sellers since a few months ago. This article shows that they have sold 2.2 billion previously to fund certain other investment losses and stuff. But of course, I do know, Bill Gates used to invest into Apple very long time ago. He sold out way too early, and that actually was like missed opportunity. Softbank could already be selling out of Alibaba prematurely, but there's no indication that they're looking to buy more into Alibaba. So what about for Cathie Wood, this famed internet investor? Cathie Wood has been selling out of Alibaba. She has also sold out of JD.com. She sold 340,000 shares of JD.com. But she has very recently flipped it around and bought 164,000 shares of JD.com. Now, there are indeed a lot of communities that follow Cathie Wood blindly. But all in all, stock markets in the short term are voting machines. That's something mentioned by Warren Buffett before. In the short term, if there are more net sellers, you realize that the stock price starts to get depressed. But if you look at the charts, you realize that there's huge volume for Alibaba, correct? Who are the buyers? If you look at this article over here, it's mentioned that small time traders are buying the dip. And so what are they buying? They're buying Neo, Xpeng, Alibaba. But let me ask you this question. Who actually moves the needle? Small time retail investors or big institutions? Who is the right crowd to be with? Small time retail investors or big institutions? Certainly the answer is not small time retail investors, correct? And when big institutions start to sell, it causes a snowball effect. Indexes such as MSCI Emerging Market, which has certain holdings in Chinese tech companies, may need to adjust the allocation also. What about for funds? Funds need to show performance. They may need to adjust their allocation to Chinese tech also, which causes the snowball effect to overrun itself in many ways or another. That is why I believe this crash is not a place to go digging right away, something I've already shared on this channel before. If you're buying very slow and steady for the next 2 years, then perhaps that is a much better strategy. But many retail traders are hoping to buy a dip and get a quick rebound, hoping to cash it out. Now, I've shared in my private community before that this bounce is very likely going to happen because markets don't go in a straight line down. And if you get caught in this fear of missing out for a quick rebound, you're likely going to be carrying the baby end of the day. And these are my exact thoughts which I've shared in my private community on 23rd of August. In a crash, what will happen is there could be a quick rebound, a very nice week of rebound. It catches all the fear of missing out traders. Hey, this is the bottom. Don't miss out. Newspaper headlines flash rosy things suddenly. This quick rebound could be very abrupt. It could shoot up back to 180 for all you know. If you're keen for that content, look for links below or click on the join button and look for the private investors member channel. Now, since you stayed to here, let me share with you the silver lining. Not all is gloom and doom. I also own Alibaba shares, a small portion of things. I have not added to it. That's the key difference. Even if Alibaba or any big tech players get nationalized in one form or another, it's also not the end of the world. If you look in China A shares, which are Shenzhen, Shanghai listed companies, the biggest ones have all certain state ownership. Guizhou Moutai, Ping An Insurance, China Life, ICBC Bank. So they are still profitable in one way or another. So even if big tech gets certain nationalization pressures, it's also not the end of the world. And that's why if you look in terms of China A shares, what is the price to earnings? What have they been trading at? If you look at this graph carefully, you realize that they are trading about 13 to 14 times price earnings. And let me flash up back what JD.com is trading at. 15 times price earnings. Alibaba, 20 times price earnings. Which means these two big tech players, which are very profitable, very high growth, are not trading that far from the main China A shares index already. Price has a certain bottom. They are not going bankrupt. It's still business as usual. No doubt profits may be marginalized because of certain regulations and stuff. But these two companies, if they show this kind of growth, the price earnings ratio will naturally drop. It's really not too far from China A shares already. There is a bottom to valuations. The key question is, are you able to hold out for it? If you are a long-term investor, then yes, this could really be an opportunity for you to slowly accumulate. But if you're looking for quick bounce, you could really get caught on the wrong side of things. So be very careful, be very honest about your own investment style, and hopefully this message resonates with you. If it does, smash the like button and press on subscribe. I'll be launching more videos like this to help you in your investment journey. With that, I'll sign off. Take care and goodbye.